I tell you a hack that I done, which is the secret hack. I went to the Lambo dealership first, right? And there's a reason why I done that. The Lambo goal was too far within my reach financially at that moment. However, the very goal that I had for the Audi was still up on a pedestal to some degree because I'm driving a Nissan Micra at this point. So I'm still driving like a £1,200 car. Yeah. There is still an image attached into there. There's a friction of like, yeah, but are you the person yet? And you have all these thoughts that you have to manage. Yeah. So I had to dilute the goal, and I do this a lot. I minimize the impact of it. So if the Audi is the big goal, I need to go to something that it just throws that out the water, like a Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche, etc. And I'd go around, I'd swan around those and just look at these cars. Like, oh, how much is this? Oh, it's 110k, 120k. I'd go look at the Audi. It's like 35k at the time. I was like, yeah, it's achievable. Yeah. Right. And so in my mind, I diluted it. And I think what people do is the opposite. They make the goal that is just an incremental stepping stone. Just because it's stretched from where they are right now, they make that too far in their head, and then they fall short of it.
Yes, no, that's very, very interesting. I should never thought about that way, but it makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. And as soon as people put things on a pedestal, or that's the end goal. That's what I've realized, is, especially as a lot of traders, is this is the end goal. And suddenly they do finally achieve that, and then that's where the anxiety comes in. That's where they feel a bit confused and lost, because they get hit with this slight dopamine hit, but they feel like that's it now. I've achieved something. It happened to me. I remember when I had forever everyone as a trader, they're thinking, when I get that big payout, that big withdrawal, that's it. I've made it. And then it comes and nothing changes. It's just numbers in the bank account and nothing else changes. There isn't this, there isn't this celebration. People don't just jump out and start clapping or anything like that. And then you have to really question, like, okay, that wasn't it. What is it going to be it? But I think it's the pursuit. It's actually the pursuit of trying to achieve something, and having not just the one layer, the multi-layer, the multi-year, the future vision in detail of here's step one, here's step two, or chapter one, if you will. And as we said already, though, that's probably far ahead of what people are actually doing, where they're just surface level. They're just thinking on one layer or just one chapter. They're not thinking beyond that. And I think because of what you said there, and I think just in case it went over people's head, is that if you put the first goal as on the pedestal, in your mind you end up overinflating, like thinking it's not achievable. So suddenly something that isn't actually your end goal, let's say the Lamborghini is, and you have the Audi. If you put the Audi up here, suddenly you're thinking that's too far out of reach. It's a very powerful notion, because I don't think people really think in that way. They don't think in that way at all.
It's not normal for them to think like that. Which is why the biggest problem I see in this industry, which is they want to get funded by FTMO, for example, right? Which is great, because it is an incredible stepping stone for all funds out there. But they put that goal as so attached to them personally in their image. It's a dangerous game, because when they fall short of it and they don't achieve it, it messes them up. So they're finished from day one. They set themselves up for failure. And if they do achieve it and then they lose it, which statistically they do, even after a big withdrawal, which we know with those statistics, what happens then? They're emotionally attached to that, so their image is then diluted again. So they go back and they hit a new rock bottom, right? Because they said that I was going to do this, I'd done it, and then I lost it, therefore I must not be good enough. And they go around the loop again. They're like, well, maybe it was just a sequence of trades, and because I hit the drawdown limit, that was the problem. So what they do, they go for another assessment, another assessment, then they're 4,000 euros in. Still haven't worked on themselves. It's crazy.
Well, I think that's how these prop firms are designed. Well, first of all, people just don't realize that they're designed for you to fail. Majority of them, if not all of them, are designed to fail. They apply the pressure, because real trading isn't based on you have to achieve this amount, in this time. That's not how an edge just performs, right? But people don't realize that. I can't tell you how many people I've come across, even people who I've sort of interacted with for a while, which then shocks me, because I think haven't done a good job, and they've never achieved the actual target, but yet they will go do it. They'll throw money at it, and it just reverts back to, like, now it's the prop firms. We talk maybe 6-7 years ago, it was just brokers. There wasn't the prop firm. It was just people would throw the money into broker. The difference being, though, that they would actually trade the whole £500. They might lose it in a very quick succession, but they would trade the whole, say, £500.
Same thing in a different disguise.
Yeah, exactly. But people now, as you say, they're taking that same thing we just talked about, where here's the FTMO funded title. That's the end goal. And they just forget everything else. They forget everything, the whole reason of being a trader, or choosing to be a trader, and what you're trying to do with that and how you're going to leverage that, etc. It's just that, just being funded.
I think a lot of their questions come from how, and that's why. It doesn't come from why, it comes from how. So it's like, how can I be a FTMO funded trader? How can I make six figures? And that's a good place to start, because you are asking how, which triggers the mind to start thinking. However, if the why is not there, it's like, but why do you want to do that? I don't know. So if you don't know why, the brain will not work towards getting it done. You need to know why. So if your why is, right, I want to retire my mum and dad. I want the reason why I want to do it is because after trading, when I've got this money, this cash flow is going to go into this property investment, or it's going to go into helping this animal shelter, or it's going to help building hospitals in a different country, third world country. Then it's like there is a desire there unconsciously that when you don't feel like doing something, you just do it. Because you autopilot, you remember this is why I'm doing it. If you can visualize the emotion of the joy that what your mum and dad would feel, that when you can just retire and say, listen, that shitty job that you're doing, you don't have to do it no more.
Yeah.
Like, you're done. That's good. I've got you covered forever. That's done. Imagine the feeling there. Do you think when you're questioning yourself with self-doubt that emotion is not going to just spark to say, just get on with it?
Yeah.
You know, whatever you're going through. And I think that's what they lack. They're thinking about how. As soon as something doesn't go their way, which statistically it will, they get destroyed. It's so unfortunate.